Welcome back to OK Garage. 2 videos in a row. Look at us go. I can't remember where we left off, but there it is. It's in the bay. Everything's plumbed up. Had a fair bit of issue with a fair few things, but also made a custom radiator pipe. Got the TIG out first time in a few years, about 2 years. Be surprised if they hold under pressure, but pretty happy with that without TIGging for a couple of years. But yeah, don't ask me to TIG anything anytime soon, because yeah, can't save anyone's life on that. But so L67 4150 style EFI carb throttle, 3-inch pulley. You know, if people don't know, that's what Mace claims a 14 psi. It has 80 thou shaped heads, MRE 7 camshaft, which has gone over 300 horsepower NA on my dyno. In this car with the 3.9s, it went 258. The valve between being finished, that's when it snapped the tail shaft bolts at the gearbox side on me. Yeah, so the 80 thou off this will give it about 1.5-ish points of comp, so going from 8.5 it should go to about 10. So we'll see. Got a custom Speedway spec exhaust there. I'm going to try. If I don't like the sound of that, I'll put my one back on that I know did sound good. It's just been botched up on the headers side of on both sides of them. But idiot me, since the last video, since I'm putting a Haltech 2000 in this because it came up dirt cheap, and a lot of customers that I tune have Haltech, so I thought, well, it'd be good to have Haltech, dive a bit more on the software and become more familiarized, I guess you'd call it. Anyway, trying to go, pulled out the old harness. I was like, that's disgusting, saw everything under the dash, just butchered it in, and I was like, oh, I gotta rewire this, and that turned in from just rewiring the ECU side to rewiring the whole chassis. So yeah, this whole chassis has been rewired. It had the old factory relay box that sits there, I had down there. It got a bit hot in the fire once, so I decided to rip that out. So everything now is literally just off switch panel, and idiot me as well, instead of just waiting and ordering a pre-wired relay box, decided, oh, I'm going to reuse this one here, and then I rewired this behind to suit what I needed with, you know, power going into fuses and out to relays, the factory relay flasher for the indicators. So that burned up a fair few hours when I should have just bought a pre-wired one like I have for under here, which you probably can't see because it's dark, but I should have just done that. Obviously the dash goes on so it hides this, so I did it semi-neat, but didn't have to go too crazy on it all. And then the ECU will go there. There's the ancient Haltech. You know, it's old because it's got the USB connector on the front, and the cam port on the front, which I don't do anymore, I believe. And the USB port's usually here now, I think. I can't remember. It's been a while. Anyway, got that. Yeah, so everything's on the switch. Wipers are on the switch. That's where we're at. These fuel lines were a prick, hopefully they don't leak. I do have to redo this one here because there's a nice kink and fuel straight onto the hot extractors. Won't be a fan of. But that's where I'm at with that. I'm going to plug the Haltech in, plug my laptop in, get it all updated. I'm going to go from there. I'll probably come back to you guys once the Haltech's all on. Tested a few things, and I'll crank it without spark plugs in, see if we get some oil pressure, get some coolant temp readings and IoT readings, get everything set, and we'll go from there. Got a fair few sensors to sort out. Alright, a lot of time has passed, but we now have the dash back in. Everything's all hooked up. Pretty much everything is working. Just got to get some spark plugs, might still be ignition leads from the Pro drift car. Then technically I could start it. I've got 76 pounds of oil pressure on the starter motor, which is insane. Fuel pressure sensor isn't reading, so I might have to check that. If not, put a mechanical gauge on just so I can adjust the pressure that way. Need to put the cap back on because it's going to be stupid loud straight out the headers. but I've got no diff in there at the moment. I've got this diff here to get built and or buy the old one back if I get that in time, which would be nice because then this won't be a pusher. And I can't really put that exhaust on until the diff's in, because that exhaust gets right in the way of the tail shaft bolts. I can't be bothered taking off twice. I do have a diff flying around I could chuck in, but then that's doing a diff twice as well, so yeah, I don't know. Yeah, this is just going to be a short video update. I just wanted to get a video out for that Saturday, but yeah, that's all that there. To keep the video up to length, did another test day in the Pro Drift car. I might chuck in some footage here that I got. It's nothing special, but yeah, comp season's coming up soon, so it'll be good. Just got to start to get some tyres sorted, but also a customer car came in. It was actually that silver stator that was in the background, so found out what the noise was. Definitely wasn't lifters. If you have a look here. Hope you can see that. That's the ring. That's cylinder number 4 and cylinder number 1. Same thing. Oh, there we go. It's better. So yeah, unluckily for him, but he grabbed another motor that has a Gilmer drive kit on it, so that sounds pretty cool. I'll be back in the shop soon for a tune. But yeah, just got all that there. All his stuff's in that box ready for him to grab. These fans here, absolute lifesaver. Everything stayed nice and cool. But anyway, that's been enough talking for this video. Not much action. But yeah, I'm gonna add in all those video clips there of the Pro Drift car for you guys. Have fun.
It's got a good lock on it, man, with that far out.
Yeah, the custom comp kit that went on it's good.
Yeah, man.